And they tried saying that rotation wasn't movement. I was like, what? That was fucking nuts. I was like, didn't you guys prove it was rotating? They're like, yeah,
It's
it was
not.
rotating.
They misspoke. It is movement. It's rotational movement because
Bro,
like it
that
does
wasn't a
move.
misspeak, bro. That was a full-fledged hour-long
No.
debate about if rotation wasn't movement.
Well, I think they thought you were trying to say it's the same as linear movement because sometimes like autards like me, they'll like hear you making an argument, which they understand you're making an argument against linear movement and saying that rotational movement is the same as linear, but they misstep. It's like they literally missed a step on the sprocket. The gear skipped and their chain malfunctions, and they don't even understand. They're not even making an argument against what you're claiming.
I mean, if we had a basketball, right, and it was just sitting on the ground, not moving, we would all say the basketball's not moving. But then if you had a globetrotter spinning the basketball on his finger, even though he's not moving, like the basketball itself isn't like moving in space, it's still rotating. That would be, people would say, yo, that ball's moving. You can't do that without the ball moving.
It's so there's the same kind of concept with like a mining equipment when they drill horizontally and all that shit. They'll have like drill bits, like they'll have like them set up around in a rotate like a circular rotation, but they're all rotating horizontally while being pushed forward. So even though the globetrotter is standing on a globe with the ball spinning on his finger, he is rotating. Well, also the ball is rotating. So there's axial motion happening in both in like multiple dimensions. But it does not mean it is linear movement. So that's where the autards are trying to argue against you because they're making. If they were making it properly, they'd be saying the ball spinning whatever is not the same kind of motion as linear motion, but a lot of the time they don't because they get caught up thinking that like they don't
dude,
need
it
to
was
move
just a way to get
around.
him out of, because it was a trap, bro. The whole thing I laid out was a trap. Like, if
I
you had
get it.
answered yes to that question, remember that first question I asked you, has stationary Earth been scientifically falsified? If you answer yes to that, you are in a world of hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like you're screwed. Especially if you've been walking around claiming that science doesn't prove things.
Well, ultimately it's because the point of reference, because like motion is only determined from reference frames, and ultimately when you're in space and you're looking at the motion of the Earth, like technically it could be the center of the universe if you were to really calculate its position. So you are actually correct. Yes.
That it's stationary. Well, I wasn't even arguing for that. I was just trying to trap him into
Well, I
saying
mean,
goof. Like,
semantically, you're correct. It doesn't matter. I mean, the
yeah, but I
Earth's
wasn't even trying to
rotation.
argue it though. I wasn't even trying to argue movement or not. I was trying to argue with the other point about the science prove things. That was my actual. That was like my actual argument. This was like a booby trap.
Well, booby trap gets a lot of Sheldons and Ottards.
Pretend you said yes to that answer. It has been scientifically falsified.
Correct.
And
Sure.
you also run around saying science doesn't prove things. Where do you think you are at that point?
Well, so now, yeah, that's well, for me that would be a semantical trap because, like, if you want to say, did science prove a thing, and then ultimately say, well, science doesn't prove things, we would then go back to the first claim after you've made that clear that science does not prove things, it only falsifies things, and only proof can be made with mathematical senses. I would say, okay, let's go back to the first claim. Do I think this proved it? I would say, I don't believe that it is proofed, but the level of evidence may convince me, that it is likely to be true
Yeah,
versus
but
false.
I hear you. But if something's not moving, if I say is this thing moving? That's false. That means it has to be moving. Must be true.
But it depends though, because like if like think about that whole scenario with like
Hold on. All right, go
the
ahead.
four blind men touching an elephant. one of them feels the tail, one of them feels the trunk, and one of them feels the leg, and they all, or like, maybe it's just three blind men. I can't think of a fourth analogy, but they all come up with a different determination. It doesn't matter what their belief was. The truth of the nature will ultimately reveal itself. So
Yeah, but if something's not moving it, then it has to be. If something's been like if a stationary thing, if I say that's stationary and you're like that's false, there's no other option than it's moving.
well, how do you falsify the fact that it's not moving?
I don't know. People have told me that it's not moving. They said
Well, if you were
They
to
said they scientifically falsified that Earth is stationary.
if you were to think about a scenario, how would you falsify that the Earth is not moving?
How do we falsify it? I don't know.
How no? How would you? Not we, but how would you?
I know how they do it. I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
Okay. Do you, so you have no idea how you would falsify it, but you don't believe the way it was falsified is
You need
accurate
God's eye
enough?
view. That's it. You need God's eye view. That's the only way to do it. Either you see it or you don't see it in relation to something else.
Would that have to be true for everyone, though, to hold the belief that it is falsified?
What?
So, how do you, like imagine you could have a God's eye view. How do you portray that to the rest of people that you are actually correct in your God's eye view? How does everyone else know? Did they all do the God's eye view, or how is there a way that you can actually, acknowledge the truth of a scenario as a fact and portray it for everyone else that doesn't require the God's eye view?
Yeah, good luck.
Well, I mean, to hold a claim that it is or isn't a globe, you would have to know that position, correct?
No, you just have to falsify it. To know it's not, you just falsify it.
Well,
Say,
do you
what
have
is
a
the
belief that
claim?
you
Can I
hold?
falsify the claim? It's that
So do
simple.
you hold a belief that is contrary to the current one in frame pure rigor that you have also falsified to clarify that it is the position you should hold logically?
You're not saying anything.
Well,
What
I've
you
said
think
I've
you
said
are?
a couple things.
You're not.
But because like I asked you a question, and it was
Yeah.
actually what your claim was, and
A
then
vague and
even in
ambiguous
that, I
one.
asked you how you verified your claim to be true by knowing it to be true through your own logic we just presented. So I did say that and ask it, and it was
Yeah, it's
more
called
precise than this
observation. I
sentence
already
here.
answered the question. And I don't know. I think you think you're asking a different question, but you're just asking me to
No,
repeat
I was
myself.
I was just shorter the first time, and having to spell it out because it sounded like you were confused took a little longer.
Right. So you said, how would I do it? I would get a bird's eye view, God's eye view. You said, how would you convey it?
Without, well, I said, how would you convey it without a God's eye view?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
irrelevant. Like, so now you're just
No, so now
asking
you're
me
just saying
for
you can't. You can't then?
no, you're just saying this isn't good enough. Okay, well, why? What
Well,
is the
my
problem?
initial
Why are you moving
question,
the goalpost?
honestly though, but my initial
It's like,
question
all
was,
right, what's your favorite color?
okay, hold on, I'll
You
be
say blue. All right, well, what if blue didn't exist? What would your favorite color be? Like, these are just, I don't
brown,
understand where you're going. Oh, what if brown didn't exist? You see where that line of
green.
questioning leads? You just keep moving the goalpost until I can't answer it.
I said green,
Yeah, all right, well, what if green didn't exist?
yellow.
You still don't get the point of how it's moving the goalpost endlessly to the point where you can't answer it.
It's so fucking ironic at this point that the only one moving the goalpost is you.
Yeah, I'm using your line of questioning back on you, and you say I'm moving the goalpost. Well, no shit. That's my point.
Are you satisfied? I love you, Pure Rigor. Don't get it wrong. we we nip back and forth, but our first scurries are fun. It's just silly, honestly.
Definitely.
Sure, and honestly.
Definitely not a globe.
Sure, and the evidence for that being what?
Lack of.
So definitely not a globe because there's a lack of evidence for what.
Yeah.
And so how do you know
Support it.
it's definitely not a globe, but it's definitely not a dodecahedron, it's not a cube, it's not a bunch of things,
I
right?
don't know. I haven't looked into any of those models.
You don't look into a bunch of stuff, do you?
Just
What do you
not
think
the.
it is?
What'd you say? Dodecahedron? No, I
Well,
haven't looked in that model. Do you have one?
I got
If you have one, I can
what
check
about
it out.
concave Earth? What about concave Earth? That
That's
accomplishes just
essentially.
about everything.
Yeah, that's essentially a globe inverted.
Well, it's more than that. You don't have to be so dismissive.
Well, what else is it?
I mean, it has feelings. It has a shape. It has, a body. Like it's more
Yeah,
than
it has
just
everything the globe has, but
lines
inverted.
and curves. Rigor, come on.
No, I just don't see anything else at the.
Well,
What's the? All
maybe
right,
if you
so
open
what's
your
the
heart,
one thing? If I took the globe and then I took concave,
don't
what's the
steal it all.
difference? Right?
You
And
gotta
I
leave some for
remove.
me. No, leave some for me. You can't take all of it.
All right, well, if I remove the inversion, what else separates the two?
Love.
Well, that's where I'm at. I don't know either.
Right? Well,
To
where are
me, it
you
just
at?
seems like
Give
the
me your
same thing.
GPS. Here we go. Love story. Right here. At Geo's, we get a love line. Hook up. Let's go. We're gonna meet these two worlds.
You don't have to make it gay, though.
You didn't have to say the fucking G word, bro. It could have been like super straight.
Wait a minute. You said, wait a minute.
Anyway,
Wait,
I was
just a
trying to
second.
say that Turner is the one to beg the question of the pseudo model, this mind model of Google Earth with you. That's not that you think you believe Google Earth has water and gas contouring around that, and you believe that Google Earth is in a vacuum, correct?
What?
I'm not going to beg Google Earth as your globe model with you because it's not water and gas. There is no vacuum.
So
Is there?
so you're at okay. We got two different things. Jeremy and I'm
Yeah,
asking for
I
a model.
invoke physics whenever
You're
it comes
asking
to
me.
reality.
Okay, so you're asking me.
Shocker that.
You want a physical. Hold on, wait a second.
Yeah,
You want a
physics, reality,
physical.
physical.
You want a physical. You
I hear,
want.
yes, Carlito, stop
God
for a
damn it.
second. I hear all the time from you Globers.
Okay.
Flat earthers have no physics. Flat earthers don't know what physics is. Well, physics to me implies
All right.
physical. Would you agree with that?
I
Would
didn't
you
even
agree
say
that
that.
physics implies
I
physical?
did not say flat earthers didn't have.
I'm asking you a question. Do you agree that physics implies physical? Yes or no?
He's
Yes.
just doing the script. He's doing the
Yeah,
script,
I
right?
know.
He's not
He's
following
not
a
letting go.
conversation, right?
He's not. I'm trying to ask you a
Yes,
simple
I
question.
am.
You just keep
He said
bum rushing me, bro.
that I'm demanding a physical model. Yeah. Yeah, I
No, I'm
want
asking
physics.
you a question. I'm asking you a question. You
I
won't
want
even let me
physics
finish the
for
question.
your claim physics. You guys, I hear all the
Finish.
time that you guys have physics for this bullshit, and I call it out. No, you don't. Abstract physics.
Hold on, chill for a second, bro. Take a chill pill. All right, I'm not your enemy. Just chill.
He don't want you to talk while he's trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, you just left. Dude's like a whirlwind.
Where's your model though? You didn't
I
post
posted
one?
a Google Earth. There you go.
You think that's a
That's
model?
one. It is a model.
You think that model
Now,
like
I was looking for
sums it
one
up?
very specific, but I couldn't find it. But I'll find it later. It's another model where you can like fuck with the sun and shit too. and it show you daylight hours and all that type of shit. But you got Google Earth, you got Stellarium, you got it's a lot of 3D interactive globe models that you can play with.
Yeah. No physical model.
How am I gonna make a physical, bro? What are you asking me when you say physical model? What do you mean?
Can't do
Because
it.
if I gave you a globe, would that suffice? If we went to the store and got a true to life globe, well, not true to life, but a true to scale globe, would that work?
So that's what you think? It needs to be true to scale?
No, I'm asking you. If I gave you that, would that be fine? Or do I need to give you a ball with its own gravitational field and its own separate atmosphere that's rotating in space?
Yeah, you'd want to show the relationship. Shit, I'd settle for like, fuck, dude. If you could even work out the orbits, I'd probably settle for that.
So if you ask me for a model of a woman, I have to turn into God and create an actual woman.
No, did you not hear me? I said I would settle for the orbits. If you could just model the orbits in relation to like everything else. You know, with the same rules and laws that apply to everything. So like all the claims of gravity, what gravity is, right? What the
Right.
stars are doing, what everything else is doing, and all right.
So
Everything's
I need to
spinning,
somehow
rolling, wibble wobbling, and orbiting. All right, well, show
well,
me that. Show me that
I would,
model.
so I would have to somehow get 9 balls and give them their own gravitational influence and have them orbit each other gravitationally.
Yeah, just try working it out.
How would I
Just
work
try.
that out inside of a gravitational field? We're on Earth.
No,
So
just do it
physical
through
model.
physics. Just do it through
Just as
physics. It's that simple.
you're
Yeah.
asking me to do something through physics that's impossible due to physics
Why is it impossible?
because we're in a gravitational field.
No, you can simulate it.
You are.
You can
It is
simulate it with
simulated.
physics.
Ain't that what
It's
you're trying to
simulated
prove?
in computer programs. It's simulated in computer programs.
No,
How
it's
am I
not.
simulating?
It's
What do you
not.
mean by simulate? What do you mean by
But,
simulate? So
but,
if I
but
can
you're
I
trying
use
to
like
prove the
strings and shit?
gravitational field. But
Can
you're
I use
trying to
like
prove
strings?
the gravitational field, not just declare it.
No, I'm asking like I'm trying to understand this model that you guys are asking for.
Yeah, and you're saying that the model that we're all requesting for, you're telling us that it's impossible to do because you're begging the question that you're in a gravitational field that you're trying to prove. Do you see what you're
No,
doing?
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just saying, bro, you're asking me to give you a ball and a vacuum with gas around it that's rotating.
I didn't say nothing about spinning. I
Well,
haven't
it doesn't
got
have
there.
to rotate. Okay, so
I just
you want a
all
ball.
I
It's kind
wanted
of
to
funny.
see
It's kind of
is
funny
it
how
more
you
than a
force
vacuum.
him to. It's kind of funny how you force him to provide evidence so fucking steadfastly, but your model is just so conveniently nonsensical that even if you're asked about it, you're like, "Oh, but if you understand what I'm saying, I can't even show you anything." And I mean, that just goes to show how ridiculous and retarded all this stuff is. Like, what are we even talking
Well,
about
if
anymore?
I don't
if
even know
he's
who
done
you're
his due
talking to.
diligence and he understands the model, he'd understand that he can't. There's certain things he certainly can't demonstrate.
Right,
Well,
some
that's what
things you
I'm.
have to observe
Well, but the
in
model is just made that
nature.
way. I can't give you anything, guys. It's my even though I have a model, I can give you the reality. But I'm gonna treat the model as reality because it is reality, and I'm not reifying anything right now. This is completely sound, guys.
No, it is impossible because the physics won't allow you to build a model of the Earth at a smaller scale that you want. Is just as ridiculous as me saying, "Hey, why don't we continue it and have little tiny people and
Okay, you
little
know he's
tiny
not here, right?
cities?"
You know he's left.
Are you gone?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I was talking to you.
Oh, I thought you said you're talking to me. I asked you for just a simulated model. You didn't even have that.
I did Google Maps.
So what?
I mean Google
Wait,
Earth.
go get something,
Google Earth.
motherfucker. That's not a model.
Oh, we're going to
Your
debunk
solar
Google
system.
Earth in 5 seconds. I'm going to go Google Earth and look at where the horizon is, and I'm going to go to that spot and look at where the horizon is, and it's not going to match. If it does match, all I got to do is wait a little while, and it won't match. So your model is going to get, falsified.
I don't know about
Okay,
you,
we'll do
but I'm
that.
going to be
It's a
listening
direct
to that. I'm
observation.
not going to be asking you, Jeremy, for directions, right? You are too.
This is non sequitur. Your model's going to get debunked from direct observations.
Well, yours must be better then, right? So let's have a look.
I'm not sitting in here claiming I have one, so it's still non sequitur. Just, I know you want to get a gotcha on me, Andy, but it's not going to happen today. Probably not tomorrow or the day after that.
No, just exposing bullshit.
Just go out and do it. Go out to the shore wherever you
I'm
want to go.
exposing his bullshit.
Just go out and
I don't
do
know
it,
how you're
Jeremy.
exposing my bullshit while I'm exposing his bullshit, but whatever. Anyways, if I'm going to go to the spot, it's not going to match. Your model's been debunked.
All right, so just go do that. Go pick a spot. Go out there.
We've done it.
Calculate
We've
it.
done it.
Did you add refraction?
Is that in your model?
Yes.
In the Google Earth model, I'm going to go to the Google Earth and they're going to have refraction there. It's going to match what I see.
Oh, I don't know if Google Earth shows refraction.
Oh my goodness.
Where's the model with your model with refraction that needs to match reality?
Okay, so now I need the model with the showing live.
You need a model
weather,
that matches reality. Yeah,
I
a model that matches reality. Yeah.
I need the 3D. I need the 3D globe with the live freaking goddamn weather and. Oh my God.
You just need a model that matches reality, dude. That's all.
Bro, it's crazy because you can just go on Google Earth, you can pick a spot, and you can do what you just said you did, and then you can just check the weather for that day, see what the refractive index is, do some math, and see if it matches. And if it does, oh shit. If it doesn't, oh shit.
Well, it's definitely not going to match your model.
Okay, well you can go show that.
You have a model that matches reality?
Google Earth.
It doesn't match reality because I can go to that spot in reality and see where the horizon is, and Google Earth says where the horizon is, and they're not going to match. That's what I'm saying. Do you have a model that actually matches reality?
So just because Google Earth doesn't show the live refraction index, right? Now all of a sudden it doesn't match reality because it's not showing.
No, it doesn't match reality because it doesn't match reality because I can go to the spot in Google Earth and see where the horizon is, and I can go to that spot in reality and it doesn't match. That's why it doesn't match, because it doesn't match.
Yeah, because you both will be ignoring refraction.
I'm not ignoring
not in your
anything. If
model.
you say there's refraction, if you say there's refraction there, fine. It's there, but it's not in your model, and it makes you not having that in your model makes your model not match reality.
Okay, so I got to find a model that shows live weather then.
You need to show a model that matches when I go to this spot is the horizon where the model says it is.
So we got to have live down to the second weather, temperature. And shit
whatever you think you need, bud. Go for it.
So I'm saying you guys move the goalpost to Mars, right? You move the
I didn't move
goalpost.
anything.
Goodness, dude.
Yes,
Bro,
you
I
do,
didn't move
bro.
anything. I just want a model that matches reality.
Okay.
All right. Let's give you an analogy. Say flat earthers, right? Say they took a model, right? And it had no distances on it, right? But it had like a picture. Just a picture of like all the bodies of mass. And that's all you had. What's the first thing you'd say? This doesn't match reality. Because I know these distances don't work. Okay. Well, you said Google Earth, right?
Wait.
And we're saying, well, I know this doesn't match because
I'm going to ignore refraction. That's why you said it doesn't work, because you're going to ignore refraction.
fucking God, you can't be this dumb.
No, we're not going to ignore refraction. It's just there. Fine. I accept that it's there. I'm not ignoring it. Your model just doesn't have it. It's incomplete. That's what it is.
Okay, so I need to have a model with live weather. It has to show the refractive index. And also, I guess it should have fucking people on it too. Little people on it. right? Little
Okay,
fishes in the
NASA.
water and shit.
Okay,
I'm just
NASA.
saying. See, the thing you got.
This dude's
Listen, if
an
I ask y'all
idiot.
I'm asking. When I ask you guys for a model, I just want something, bro. Just show me something, bro. Anything that we can look and test. And I don't even get that.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Asking for a model, there's nothing we can test on it.
Yes, you can. You can test the distances. You can test the land masses, the oceans. There's so much stuff you can test on Google Maps. I mean, not Google Maps, Google Earth. Their night
I guess
cycle,
you
the
can, yeah.
daytime, all
I
of that
guess you
stuff
could
you can
test
test.
some stuff.
Huh.
Well, what
You can even
Matthias was
test them.
saying, what
You can even
Matthias
test the
was saying
horizon.
about what Matthias was saying about it's taking your elevation off a horizontal baseline. Google Earth does show that. You could show that it's curving though by making a circle and getting a radius and then doing pi, or making a square with an X in it and getting the distances and seeing if the diagonal is the square root of 2. Like, draw some shapes on this thing and let's see what it really is. Hey, Jeremy,
Oh yeah.
are you doing a circle?
I don't know what the fuck Matthias was on about. He was talking so fast and so loud. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. Ain't it? You're just outright
I'm not
denying
denying
reflection.
it, guy. You're just asserting it.
I'm not asserting shit.
Yeah, you're saying I have a refractive model. I'm saying no, you don't.
I'm telling you, refraction exists because you live within an atmosphere,
I
and you
didn't
keep
say it
trying to.
doesn't exist.
All right,
You
then. So
just
you have to
haven't
take it into
modeled it.
account.
Yeah, it exists. You haven't modeled it.
You have to take it. You have to take refraction into account.
Okay,
You're telling me.
what is your point?
You're telling me to model something that's going to change on a day-to-day basis, depending on the weather conditions.
Oh my goodness, dude.
And you're like, oh well, you got to model that. We're going to
Oh
use
my
Google Earth.
goodness. You just
Like I don't
are you
understand this
just
shit ain't that
intentionally being difficult?
complicated.
Or are you just
Oh, you're being
not all
difficult.
there?
You're being difficult, or you're not all there.
I'm
This is
not.
simple.
I'm trying to like go baby steps with you.
Dog, my child can explain. My child can understand this, and y'all are making it so hard, so hard.
Well, if you
This is so
if you
basic.
taught that child, it's not like a high bar.
Well, they can. They definitely can understand it.
Yeah.
For some reason, you
Understanding it
can't.
versus explaining it.
They
You
can
can't
explain it too.
explain it.
I can't explain what
If you
refraction.
understood it, you could explain it.
What refraction?
Your model.
You're just saying your model. That's just a vague term.
The
What
globe
about my model
model.
can't be
The
explained? What
globe
about it?
model.
Okay, what part
The
can't be explained?
you're not explaining any of it. You're not explaining the orbits, you're not explaining refraction, you're not explaining any of it. But you
We
say I
are. I
understand
know.
it. Okay, what do you understand? Please enlighten me on what part of this do you understand?
Hey, do you
Because all
understand
I'm getting
refraction?
is like, no, dude, it's so easy to understand. But
It
you
is
can't explain it.
the refraction. The conditions of the day is going to affect refraction. So I told Jeremy, go make an observation.
Okay. All right, now, what is your point?
The point is, you can test it. He said he was going to test it. That was my only point. All right, take Google
What are you
Earth.
going to test? The
He
conditions
said
of the day or
no,
which
he
way the
wanted to
light's
test.
bending?
He wanted to test where the horizon was.
All right, how are you going to do that?
He said he was going to go out and measure it. See how far the horizon was from where he was standing. And he was going to debunk it because he was going to use the geometric
Right.
horizon
So you got
without
the
taking into
horizon,
account.
you found the location of the horizon. Now what are you doing with the refraction? How are you going to incorporate that into your model?
They have formulas for that.
Oh my god, we just went through this, dude. You got to be
But they
shitting
do.
me.
They have formulas for that. And you put in
Alright, what are the
refraction, and it'll show you. It'll show you. It will show you how far you should be able to see. You can go on Google. Google that shit. It's very simple.
Based on what?
To me, based on what? Based on the refractive index for that day.
You idiot, bro. Oh my goodness. We just established your refractive index is not accurate.
Says you.
No, says your sources
What sources?
that specialize in refraction. The government.
So
Yes,
the government
this is what they
says we
say.
can't. So the government
The
says
index,
that
there
we
is
can't
none.
use. So the government says we can't. We don't know how much refraction is going on in a typical day at all.
No,
We just making shit up on the fly.
that's
Is that what
not
they're
what the
saying?
government says. No,
Okay, so what they're saying?
they don't have
What are they saying?
an accurate model. The refractive index is not accurate. That's what they're saying. It cannot be trusted. Based on local and punctual weather data, you cannot trust it.
Yes, the refractive index is a highly accurate and fundamental property of materials provided measured under controlled conditions.
Oh, I'm debating ChatGPT now. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I just Googled it, bro. I just wanted to see what you were saying was true. I just Googled it. I did a quick Google search and it said the opposite of what you just said.
Okay, it's wrong.
Okay, so Google's wrong and you're right. Okay, so now you
Yeah,
post
because
me
I have
your search where it
papers.
says,
Yes, I
okay,
have papers,
post me the
right?
papers.
PDF papers from people that have tested refraction and put the
Okay.
refractive index to the test and said, we're gonna test refraction based on local and punctual weather data. And with the data we get, we're gonna make a prediction on where the light should be. And then they make that prediction and they say, oh, based on that, it's wrong. The index is wrong. It's off.
Well, you have to show me that because just on a quick Google search, it said the opposite of what you said. So I have to read these papers you're talking about.
Yeah, Chesapeake Bay.
I just can't go off your word, just like you want to just go off my word.
Yeah, Chesapeake Bay experiment.
That's not a paper. That's just an experiment. I need the paper. Give me the paper.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Give me the
not
multiple
going into
papers.
my files right now.
Okay, so all right
Not
then.
for
So
you.
what kind of what do you want me to do with that then?
I don't care.
Just trust you?
No, I don't care.
They're like, it's geometric and apparent.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that a few days ago. Somebody was saying that.
Geometric is the idealized, the idealized way of looking at it. But, obviously there isn't a true sphere with no atmosphere at this size that we're talking about. So nobody's got one of those in their pocket.
So why are you guys believing it?
Well, if you could get one of those and you could go set a person on it and then try to take measurements on it, then you would get that idealized, horizon. But you're not going to do it. This doesn't exist. So there's no real reason to talk about it.
Okay.
So I
This
agree.
dude.
I agree.
This
There's
just
no
wait.
reason to talk about it.
All I hear is words, 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 words.
I just heard
I'm agreeing with you.
We can't.
I'm agreeing with you.
No.
You're complaining because I'm agreeing.
No.
No, I'm
saying that was
just
the
saying,
argument.
like, whether you agree or not, if Carlito, you take that position, it's like, do you agree with what he just said?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's wild.
Why is that wild? That's the claim. That's the claim that usually gets straw man by the flat earthers. You say, hey man, this is the radius of the earth. You should have a geometric curve right here. We can see past that. And then we say refraction and then you fucking lose your mind.
No. He said that, we cannot measure it, but it's there.
I can't measure it because I don't have one. I don't have a sphere that's perfectly smooth with no atmosphere on it. I ain't got one of them.
Oh.
I could tell you mathematically what it should be, if I did have one, but I don't have one, and I ain't going to get one, not anytime soon.
Yeah, but you can't even have a dimensions of what the air is without the dimensions of Earth to begin with, and how far does the atmosphere extend to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's no way you're gonna ever create a standard model of refraction. The only way they do
Well,
that is because it contours to the idealized globe. It's just a curve fit formula. So really, it's not anything. It's
well,
not actually
where we come up
tangible.
with the atmospheric refraction standards, that they refer to. Somebody did experiments in a lab and measured the refraction of light moving through various different mediums, various different densities of gases, and saw how much the light was refracted. And then you build these charts up, and then you go and figure out how much density of atmosphere we've got here, how many molecules per cubic inch or foot or mile or whatever, and then you figure it out from there. But it's calculated. Yes, it's
Yeah,
not.
you almost got it. You almost got it. They basically say, yo, how much are we off by the idealized globe by? Okay, that's how much refraction was needed.
Yeah.
No. They don't work it that way. That's ass
That's exactly what they do.
backwards. No, what you do is you say, I've got a gas. Let's say it's a chamber full of nitrogen, and I send a laser beam through it.
Oh, in the
from
lab?
one wall to the other, and I see how much
I'm
it
with you.
deviates. Then I pump
No.
in more nitrogen, like double the density, and I see if does the line move or does it stay
No,
the
I'm
same?
with
What
you,
does it
brother.
do?
I'm
Yeah.
with you, but this is what I mean by that. What they do is they say they have an observation or some other type of, measurement, and they say like, oh, this made the light do this, therefore it must be this material in between me and whatever my target is.
Well, we
Because
do have a general idea of how much nitrogen, oxygen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and all the other different gases that are in our atmosphere. We have a general idea what's in our atmosphere, so we can create a sample of that and put it in a lab and do some measurements to see how much it refracts under various different densities. So
dude, I don't
yeah,
think we even know what air is, to be honest.
I think we do. I think the people that that's the reason we even know what oxygen is, because somebody was studying the air, trying to figure out what the hell's our air is made out of.
Yeah, you can't simulate the atmosphere to any
You can
degree
simulate
of
parts
accuracy.
of it, like
Yeah, you can put gases in, and you'd be like, okay, how does the light respond to this gas? Okay, what about
you could
that
do,
gas?
there's things you could
What
do.
about
There's-
this
and
density?
it,
This whatever the density layers, right? You'd be like, all right, now what happens when we mix them? All right,
you can
what happens
simulate
when
different
we?
densities. You can simulate different densities and see how much the
Yeah,
light
just did
bends.
that.
Different
Yeah,
densities. So yeah, and they've done that, and they built these charts up, and then
yeah.
you can use those charts to
To
figure out, well, under
empirically
this
post
temperature,
hoc an
under this
explanation.
pressure,
Yeah, but those charts don't work in observations.
well, you're going to get close. They may not be perfect
No,
nuts
you won't
on,
know when you're
but
close.
you'll get close because you can measure the
No,
temperature,
you
the
won't
humidity,
know
the
when
pressure,
you're close. Is
and then
what I'm trying to tell you.
you can
You're
actually
trying
test
to
the
assert
air.
that because I did this in a lab, right? And I can
Well, that's
kind
called
of
the
sort of
uniformity
simulate
law.
the atmosphere. I can get
And
close. And I'm saying, no,
yeah,
you
it's
can't
the
get
uniformity
close
law
because the
because
atmosphere is constantly changing.
yeah, but it's not
You're saying
changing that
I have a
much.
controlled experiment, right? And I'm going to compare that controlled
From one day to the
experiment to a
next.
chaotic experiment and then claim it meets the same criteria as the closed experiment.
From one day to the next, the amount of oxygen that's in the air, there's not a huge difference from one day to the next. The amount of nitrogen that's in the air,
What is
is
that?
not that big of
What
a
does that have to
difference
do with anything?
from one day to the next. So you're saying it's changing all the time. Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
changing, but it's changing like
It's not. I'm not saying
1,000th
the
of a
gas is
percent
changing.
from day to day. You're not
Yeah, I'm not
talking.
saying the
You're not
gas
talking
is changing, dude.
10%. You're not changing it that much.
Hold on.
So I mean,
Yeah,
so
you
those charts are useful.
If what you're saying is true, then that means you can look at a photo and see, based on the photo, how much refraction was actually incorporated in that long distance observation. Correct?
It would be better to look at a video though. It would be better to look at a video because from one frame to the next, you can see the refraction change. You've actually seen, like mirages and things like that. You can watch the far away object move as it's being refracted. So you could, in using a video, you could figure out what the range of refraction was for that day. You could figure it out based off of the amount of movement you see. Well, by the amount of movement that you see of the objects in the image. So if you compare one frame to the next frame.
Ad hoc. That's ad hocing.
No.
If you were trying to figure out, we just went through this. If you were trying to figure out why it was refracting, you would have to measure it. You'd have to measure the conditions.
Oh, that wouldn't give you the why. That's just be telling you how much it's.
All the specialists in the field are telling you. Correct. They're all saying the same thing.
That is measuring.
You have to measure
comparing one frame to the next, you are in a sense measuring it. You're seeing what the deviation is from one second to the next, or whatever the distance between the frames.
You're comparing two photos.
Right, and those photos were taken at very specific time frames, so you can say from 1 second to the next, or 1 millisecond to the next, we had this big of a deviation.
Yeah, but it's dude, it's post hoc because what are you comparing each frame to?
To each other.
Okay, so what does that mean then?
You can actually build an average off of it.
No,
you can see what the extremes are.
Hold on.
We can see the extreme amount it goes down and the extreme amount it goes up. So you're building some sort of map of what the refraction is doing.
Compared to
you're not getting a total picture, but you're getting a way better picture than you would get from one individual picture.
He just wants to fucking ramble.
You're ignoring the question. Compared to what, dude? Okay, this one went this much higher, this one this much lower.
Right. So you find out what the lowest one is and what the highest one is, and then you can sit there and look at all these frames and figure out, well, most of the time it's hanging around this range versus that range. Okay, so you can figure out what the average of it is, what the mean of it is.
So what does that tell you?
These numerical things are valuable when you're trying to figure things out. You can backwards engineer things to figure out how much the refraction is.
And what does that tell you?
Yeah, what are you comparing that to? All right, now I know how much this thing refracted compared to what.
Right, and that's the whole point. And then you could say, okay, well, this thing refracted 1%, 2%, 3%, or whatever
2% of a degree. Deviation from what? You're not answering the question.
From its high and its low. You're measuring its high and its low. Okay?
Okay, it's high what compared to its low what?
A high refraction versus low refraction.
Okay, and it's refracting off of what's the baseline?
Obviously, the baseline is whatever reality is.
The assumed globe. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, but the assumed low, I grant you, the assumed low might not be as low as it could go. I get that. But you know that it's within that range.
You need a reference.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in the lab, guess what they're doing? When they're trying to figure out which way or which gas is the densest, right? Or how the light behaves.
Better than throwing your hands up in the air going, well, we just don't know. It's way better than just throwing your hands up in the air.
What, assuming
it can't be known.
It's not accurate. That's for damn sure.
If you build your entire
model, but it's getting you in a ballpark. It's getting you in a ballpark that's better than saying I don't know.
Yeah, but what if we're not on a ball, dude?
I'd rather be in the ballpark than being in the dark.
But dude, what if we're not on a ball?
The ballpark.
Yeah.
You're not.
What if we're not actually
you're
on
within that range. Whatever that range is way better than just throwing your hands up in the air going, we can't figure this out. We're just too fucking stupid.
Well, you're just repeating yourself.
That's basically what you're saying. You're saying, I'm too stupid as a human being to solve this problem.
What if we're not on a globe, dude?
That's what you're saying.
That's what you're
You got
doing because
no
we're
faith in
saying
humanity.
what we're
And
saying
the fact
is
that you guys
measure
always
it,
say
right?
you have to measure it yourself
Okay,
is a
can you please
testament to the
fucking
fact
stop
that you guys
talking
have
when I go to
no
talk? You
faith
think
in
you can do
humanity
that?
whatsoever.
Could you
You
control
keep
your
interrupting
emotions?
Pure Rigor.
I'm not upset at all.
Just
I'm
let
saying,
him
I'm
respond.
just
when
stating the facts
when
of
you go to measure
how
it,
disingenuous you
Yeah, you don't
folks
sound
are.
upset at all.
yeah, when you go to measure it,
You guys are
right?
just lying to yourselves.
That's gonna be
Stop interrupting.
I know. When you take all the data, you measure the corridor you're looking through, and you're saying, okay, I measured all the conditions. I know what the light is doing. You're saying, I don't need to do that shit. I just look at it and say, well, it's pretty close to what the globe says it should be. All right, cool. I'm saying
I didn't say you didn't go and measure the
you
temperature
could
and the
be like
pressure.
8 meters off, 16 meters off, and you'll have no fucking clue.
I didn't say you didn't go measure the temperature and the pressure. Go measure that too. Measure the barometric pressure.
No, you
Go
said you
measure
don't
all
need
that.
to.
That'd
You
be
said
great.
just look at the highs and the lows, dude. That's good enough.
But I didn't say just that.
Yeah, you did.
You're going to
It's
gather as
exactly
much
what you said.
information as you can. That I'm cool at.
No,
the
you
more
said
information,
take your
the better.
highs, your lows, get an average, and say, well, yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah,
At
deviated
least we
1%,
know
The
something.
beauty is once you do this, you'll be able to use it and you'll be able to say, well, I'm seeing this amount of deviation. And on previous days when I had this temperature, this pressure, this barometric pressure, I had this much deviation and I'm in that same range today. I bet you I'm about the same pressure and temperature today. You know, if I'm seeing a similar deviation, and then you can go check and say, oh, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. But if you don't take those measurements, you don't have no clue.
Yeah, but you're not taking the measurements. You're making observations. And
It's
then
a measurement.
claiming, I know.
Comparing the difference between.
Holy fuck, guy. When I go to talk,
it is
it
a
doesn't
measurement.
mean talk over me. That's not what that means. Like, do you just have a hard time talking to people? Because you don't like what the response is? So you just reject it by talking through them?
I talk to everybody all the time.
It's all right, guys. It's all right. Just there might be a delay. He is driving.
It's just so emotionally driven.
It's all right. We don't have to make it that way. What's your name, brother? I'm not at my desk.
I'm Grenade.
Grenade. Okay. All right, Grenade. So you said that there's nothing wrong with making assumptions about things, and you said it's much better than being in a nihilistic position about, well, we just don't know. Okay, well, here's my rebuttal to that. What if you're wrong? What if we're not on a ball? What if we're not on a globe? Then every assumption built based off of, globe first, essentially, becomes wrong. So if you build a house of cards, right, that's dangerous, especially in science.
Everything starts with an assumption somewhere along the line. It's philosophically impossible to not start with an assumption. So what you do is you start with an assumption, okay, and you actually try to disprove your assumption. If you can disprove your assumption, and in the process you never get the opportunity to actually disprove your assumption might be true. More likely true.
I can disprove it right now. Earth is locally flat everywhere.
I agree that Earth appears to be locally flat. I agree with that.
Then there's no globe.
No, I agree that it appears to be locally flat. There's a little difference. There's one word difference there.
Bro, you just said it. If it's locally flat everywhere,
no, it appears to be.
Then there's no measurement of a ball.
Yeah. No, the Earth appears to be flat. It appears to be flat. Yeah.
If you're on a sphere that's really, really large, what would you expect?
Well, we'd expect the globe Earth model to not be functional at all then, if it's a really large ball, because then the entire supposed angles to the stars wouldn't make any damn sense if it's a really large ball then.
Are you going to the stars?
No, that's an integral angular part of the entire globe Earth model.
I'm using your argument against you. Why do you want to go to the stars?
It's an integral part of the globe Earth model. It's the angles to the stars. It's integral. Yeah?
I
You
understand
can't
it.
just shift the globe. You can make it bigger and then still make astronomy work. It
To
won't
make the
work.
stars work, the
Yeah, the
stars
stars. You
have to
know,
be on
outer space,
have to be on a sphere.
the universe, right? All that part of the globe model.
To get the stars to work, they have to be on a sphere. And if they're on a sphere,
now they
then to
have
get
to
them to
be
work here on a flat Earth,
very
the Earth would have to be spherical
specifically
also.
sized
What we see,
sphere.
everybody
Very
everybody
specific
can look
size
straight up and
sphere.
see a specific star wherever they're at.
Yeah, and then you move north, south, east, or west, and then the angle to that star changes. Yeah?
Right.
And if it's
Right.
a really big ball, then the amount of angle that the star change won't make any
Changes.
damn sense anymore.
Right.
Do you
Right.
understand that? It's a very basic
if you're
thing.
looking at it, if you were imagining it to be flat, but you were looking up
Yeah,
at the
that's a
stars
straw
straight
man.
up,
That's a straw man.
and then you
We're
moved,
talking about
and
a
then you
really
got some
big
really
ball Earth.
goofy angles, then you would have to assume that, hey, maybe it's not flat.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure. Yeah. But I mean, we don't give a shit as flat earthers what the hell the stars are, because we're not a ball that's wrapped around by stars that surround us.
Oh, your
Spherical
mindset,
fashion, yeah?
in your mindset,
That's not a
that's
part
true.
of the flat earth model. It's an integral
I
cornerstone
got you
part
there.
of the globe model.
No, I got you. I agree
Yeah,
with you.
oh
That
yeah,
in your
then
model,
you get that the
your
Earth
model,
can't be a bigger ball then, because that's
I
the
no,
argument I'm making to you. It can't
I
be that.
I got
You
that. But
understand?
when you actually take real
Well,
star
then stop
measurements,
using
you
that as an
find that
option.
your flat Earth model doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, we
Once
don't
you
have
begin
a
to take
fucking flat Earth model, dipshit. But the
no,
globe
well, you were
model is
saying that your
broken.
model,
The
your model
globe model is
Yes.
broken, though.
you
Fuckwit.
saying you've got a flat
Little
surface you're
bitch.
standing on. Okay, that's your flat Earth, right? Flat surface. I'll grant you that. And then you say your stars are basically flat also, or laying out in a flat surface
We don't.
also.
No, nobody says that. That's your straw man globe-tart interpretation of what flat
Oh, I
Earth
meant no.
think.
I've heard people say that, Arwyn.
I've heard people say
Are they
that,
here now?
and I kind of agree
Is
that if
Arwyn
you're
one
doing
of them?
flat Earth,
I
that
don't
would
think
be the way
Arwyn's
to
one of them.
go.
I don't know what Arwyn's. Arwyn.
Yeah,
maybe
well, he's
Arwyn
talking to
changes-
Arwyn. All right, so
He changes
let
his
him
beliefs.
My
talk to
entire
Arwyn.
You know,
point
Arwyn-
is you can't
Arwyn
have a
just
bigger
said-
globe. That's my only
Arwyn
point.
doesn't have to defend
Arwyn just
everybody
said-
else's
Yeah,
position.
I'm not even
I'll be
talking
back
about
in a
the
minute.
fucking flat
Arwyn
Earth
just
model
said
that doesn't
nobody
exist.
says
I'm
that.
talking about the globe model. And
the flat
it
Earth model
can't
doesn't exist.
be
Thank you,
a
Arwyn.
bigger globe, you fucking retard.
Thank
You
you, Arwyn. The
understand?
flat Earth model
It
doesn't
can't
exist.
be.
Got it.
It
Thank
can't
you,
be a
Arwyn.
fucking globe that's bigger. It doesn't work.
Thank you, Arwyn. Thank you, Arwyn, for the
Yeah,
flat
you're
Earth model doesn't
welcome.
exist.
You're welcome, dumb fuck.
Yeah, the flat Earth model doesn't exist. So thank you. So how can we live on a flat Earth?
That was productive.
Yeah,
Extremely.
the flat Earth model doesn't exist.
Extremely productive.
Shut the fuck up, retard.
No, you just admitted the flat Earth
Why
model
is
doesn't
this guy
exist.
even
Thank you.
allowed in here? Why is this asswipe allowed in here?
To show people like you that you're full of shit, Arwyn.
No,
You just admitted
no, I'm
that the
not
flat Earth
full of
model
shit.
doesn't
I
exist.
didn't say anything that's full of shit. You literally came in agreeing
Are you-
with me.
you're
You
opening-
fucking projecting retard.
You're opening your mouth and saying stuff, therefore you're saying shit.
Yeah, stuff that you entered the conversation agreeing with, you projecting, sniveling fucking retard.
Well, you just admitted that the flat Earth doesn't have a model, so thank you very
laugh it
much.
up, you fucking retard. You came
thank you
in
for thank you for admitting
literally
the flat Earth
agreeing
doesn't-
with me.
I
Fucking retard.
I
Is
actually
that
have
new
a model
news
for the
to you,
flat Earth.
NASA? Is that new
Would you like me
news?
to? Would you like me to show you
is
the
it
model of the
really?
flat Earth?
Is it really
No,
new
I just like.
news?
I like when Arwyn admits it, though. I mean, here's Arwyn, one of the flurf daddies, you know, one of the head flat earthers, admitting there is no flat Earth model. I find that.
Yeah,
We don't need a
there's
fucking
no
model. We
functioning
only
Oh, you
need
don't need a
to find out
fucking
how your
model.
goddamn globe
You
retard
don't
model
need a
is a
fucking model.
complete delusional cluster fuck illusion.
Yeah, except that if you don't have a flat
except
Earth
that
model,
you kept
except you
getting
don't
it
even have
shoved
a
in
flat
your
Earth model.
face and in your ass
don't
over and
even
over and
have a
over
flat
again.
Earth model,
You
you
just love
moron.
to get raped
Hello?
by your own fucking
Hello,
delusions.
idiot. Idiot, you just
fucking
admitted that
moron.
flat Earth doesn't have a model.
Fucking
I have a model for the flat
delusional
Earth, actually.
fuckwit moron.
So you can't explain any of your
This dude's
observations
just
on a
trying to
model
get you
for the
worked
flat Earth.
up.
Thank
He
you.
does nothing.
I
All
actually
he ever
have a
does when
flat
he
Earth
comes
model
in here is
See
create
the flat Earth model?
disruption.
I don't know
That's
why he's
all
not
he
even
has to
banned. He
offer,
should
bro.
be banned.
I should be banned for showing
Yeah,
you
you
that you're
should
full
be
of shit.
banned. You're a fucking
Yeah.
asshole.
So you can't explain anything you see on the flat Earth in a model, and that's pretty indictment, actually. That's pretty damning,
Well,
actually.
I can
Actually, you can
explain
you
whatever
can
the fuck
explain
I like, but
everything
I'm not gonna
locally.
because you
Of course
can
Anything
go
not.
you
fuck
can see
yourself.
with your
'Cause you
eyes can
can't
be
do it.
explained. Yeah.
No, except that
It
you know
can't,
you
it
can't
can't be
explain it with
explained with a
you just
curve.
explain.
Yeah, you
wait a
can't
minute,
put a
hold on. We're not
curve
talking
on
about
your
that. We're talking about the
baseline
flat Earth.
and then explain it.
I'm talking about
That's what you
positive
can't do.
evidence. Positive evidence for
So
the flat
stop
Earth,
playing
please.
pretend like you can't.
Yeah, positive
You have
evidence
nothing on the
for the
flat
flat
Earth.
Earth, please.
It's like everything you do
Positive evidence.
locally will be based on a
Positive
flat,
evidence. No,
not on a
positive
curve,
evidence.
you dumbass.
Positive evidence for the flat Earth, please.
Yeah,
There's no
everything
curve.
locally.
Dipshit, there's no
Everything. And name one
curve.
thing. That's excuse
There's
me.
no
No curve.
curve. There's no
Excuse me. Listen.
curve. You
Excuse
fucking
me,
retard.
moron.
There's no curve. Your globe
Moron.
model's
Hello,
broken, you
moron.
fucking retard.
Hello, idiot.
You're
Fucking
arguing for
idiot.
a bigger
You're
globe
totally
like a
hello,
fucking delusional
moron.
freak.
Moron, I'm asking for
After you
positive
even
evidence.
admitted it's
I'm
not even
asking for
possible, you're
I'm
a
asking
fucking
for
Bro, he came
delusional
positive
over
freak.
evidence.
Your
Hello,
globe mark
moron.
retard model
Hello,
is
idiot
completely
who doesn't even
broken.
stand with
There's
what's
nothing you
positive.
can do.
I asked
but
for
just
positive evidence, and you start
yell,
off with there
make
is no.
noise. Yeah,
Look who's
try to
talking.
trigger
I asked for
people.
positive
Laugh it
evidence
up
for
when
the
you get
flat Earth.
called out
Yes,
on your
I'm laughing at you.
delusional
I'd laugh
hypocrisy
at you.
like a
I laugh
fucking
at you more.
freak.
I laugh at
You're
you,
a
Arwyn.
fucking freak,
You're
and
funny.
you laugh
You're hilarious.
maniacally when you
I
get
laugh
called
at you.
out
Yes,
on your
correct.
hypocritical delusion.
I'm laughing at you. I asked for
Yeah,
positive
you're a
evidence for the
fucking
flat Earth,
freak.
and you start off
You're a
with there is
fucking
no
freak. You
curve.
should be
You
banned.
Arwyn, you
understand?
came
You
off of
understand that
deathbed.
positive that means that
You
you can't say
off of
there
should
is
death, and
no.
when you
be
came into
I'm
the
not
earth,
asking what
banned.
the Earth is not.
You
I'm asking what
should
the Earth
be
is. Yeah, I'm not
banned.
saying.
How
I'm
old
not
are you
You
saying
guys? Are you
should
guys in your
be
when
40s?
I ask
banned.
when I ask
You
for
NASA's
positive
on
should
like
evidence,
be
meds or
I'm
banned.
something.
responding.
He's
I'm
on like
responding to people
Moderator,
right
medication.
at their same level. I get right
ban
at their same level.
NASA
You have to
Shill.
get down.
Ban
You have to get
him.
down here. You have to get down
Ban
here at the
him.
You have to get down
Ban
here at the level.
him.
You have to get at the
Ban
level of
him.
Arwyn.
Ban
All
NASA
Arwyn's doing is
Shill.
He's
over.
gonna
All,
get
Ban
all
out.
him.
Arwyn. All
Ban
Arwyn
him.
doing is over talking.
Ban
All Arwyn
NASA
doing is saying
Shill.
ban
Nobody
him.
gives a
All
fuck
Arwyn is
about
doing.
your
All
rambling,
Arwyn is
fucking
doing is muting
projecting
me.
retard
All Arwyn is
bullshit.
doing is
And your
fundy muting me.
hypocritical,
He's
maniacal,
fundy muting
stupid
me.
little laugh
I see
after
this.
you get
This
called
is
out for
funny.
your fucking
This
hypocrisy.
is Arwyn fundy
Ban
muting
this
me.
Dude,
fucking
Arwyn,
NASA,
retard.
Arwyn, you're
NASA,
fundy
you
Ban
gotta
muting
be
him.
me.
one of the most
You're fundy
Ban
unlikable
muting
him.
me,
sons of
Arwyn.
bitches
You're
ever
Ban
visited
fundy
this
him.
muting
earth.
me, Arwyn. I'm
Ban
being fundy
him.
muted by two
Ban
different slurs.
him.
Okay, I gotta turn
Ban
Arwyn
him.
down because he's too
Ban
loud. Because all
him.
he's saying is ban
Ban
him.
NASA
So
Shill.
maybe I gotta
Ban
talk to
NASA
somebody else
Shill.
here.
Ban
Because Arwyn, I
NASA
asked Arwyn
Shill.
for positive proof for
Jeremy,
the
you
flat Earth,
there?
and the first thing he
Shill,
says
you
there
there?
is no curve.
Why is this
Does
fucking
he not
asshole
understand what the
not
word positive
permanently
evidence means?
banned?
He's just
Why
fundy
is
muting me
this
in the background. I
fucking
got him turned
asshole
down, so
not
I'm barely hearing
permanently
him.
banned?
Maybe if he
Why
says
is this
something useful,
fucking
I can
asshole
respond to him.
not
But all
permanently
he's doing
banned?
is fundy muting me.
Why is
And I can
this
be just as good
fucking
as you, Arwyn.
asshole
See, the problem
not
is that you are one of the you're supposed to be
permanently
one of the
banned?
leaders of the flat Earth, and you
Why
are one
is
of the
this
dumbest
fucking
fucks around
asshole
here.
not
I
permanently
mean, you're
banned?
fucking stupid as
Why is
fuck.
this
You really are.
fucking
I
asshole
asked for
not
positive evidence for
permanently
the flat Earth,
banned?
and you started with
Why
there
is
is no
this
curve.
fucking
That's
asshole
not.
not
Can you
First of all,
guys,
it's
permanently
not
can
banned?
both of
positive
you
evidence.
just shut
Why
the
is
fuck
this
up,
fucking
please,
asshole
please,
not
please?
permanently
Can
banned?
both of you
Thank you.
stop?
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's insane.
Yeah. Why is this asshole not permanently banned? I mean, seriously, I'm asking a question here.
I don't know. I think you gotta put in a ticket.
Literally in the fucking shower. And you guys were bitching the whole time. And I came out of the shower to fucking turn you off. Somebody else can unmute them if they want to. Unless when I get out in 5 minutes. Go ahead, Rigor.
Oh my
Much better.
goodness. That was kind of brutal. I mean, what were we trying to talk about? We're just trying to talk about refraction and the ball and, you know, are you justified in just saying, oh, I know the weather outside, so let me just assume a gradient? And I think we established, no, that's not acceptable. All the specialists in the field are saying, look, don't do this because you could be way off and you will never have any clue. And then we went into derailment town.